Do 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 do.
Welcome everybody. This is my friend, the Terminator. Oh God, he's so much uglier in real life.
I am. I wish I had dope structure made of weapons.
You know how heavy he would be? I mean, you're already heavy.
SkinnySumoBros.
This is a SkinnySumoBros movie discussion for Terminator Genisys. Just saw it in D-Box and 3D-ish.
Yeah, I could have done without 3D, honestly.
I don't need it. Well, yeah, there is better versions of 3D out there. Where we sit in D-Box is better than 3D. So
I feel like, have we not ran the gambit of 3D and be like, I'm not interested at 3D yet? Like D-Box, I wish that they would push D-Box way more and less 3D. But that obviously isn't the case. I don't know. Yeah. 3D kind of annoys me for the most part. Unless a movie like Avatar is built from the ground up with 3D in mind, I don't really give a crap about 3D.
Avatar 2, bro. Avatar 2.
No, we'll wait for that. And that's okay if that experience is 3D, but most of them...
Hey, didn't the guy that made that movie make...
Segue! Yeah, James Cameron made the original 2 Terminator movies, which are, in my personal opinion, 2 of the best sci-fi movies of all time, and... still holds up today. I watched Terminator 1 the other day in the HD version, which has been a little remastered so it doesn't look as janky. Still holds. Story-wise, still holds. Still a good movie. Arnie's cool as shit. What's Homeboy's name?
In the new one?
No, old one.
In the old one?
What's his name? Michael Biehn. Love me some Michael Biehn. He's awesome in that movie.
Size 11. What?
Right. And you really do like Linda Hamilton now she's waitress turned into what she realizes her destiny is. It's really cool. Anyways, second one is a freaking masterpiece. We won't even go into that. But
third one? Huh?
Third one.
Third one was Erased from Existence. The show, Sarah Connor Chronicles, was amazing. I love the show.
Really good show.
Salvation
was also erased from well, we don't know that for certain, but it feels like it was erased.
What, Salvation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know that for
Either
certain.
Way.
But
I didn't hate Salvation. I know a lot of people did. And I know...
I hate McG. Fuck you, McG. You're not a good director. But go ahead.
Did he direct that?
He did.
I like this poster. Can you guys see this? I mean, I know you saw it when it was in front of his face, but get a little bit closer. See the stuff? Cool, right? So the thing is a lot of people... I've seen some reviews. Not the most positive reviews. And some of the negative stuff they said, I disagree with. I have no problems. I like this movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed this film a lot. As a fan of the series, I feel like it's not the best movie in the series, but it's not the worst either. It's probably the third best movie in the series behind the first 2.
At no point in time did I feel the movie was slow.
No, me neither. I felt like it built on itself. Like every little, you were introduced to new pieces the whole way, and it was building on itself really well. I thought.
Here's where they screwed up. Marketing, showing stuff in the trailer that we shouldn't have seen.
Yes, I did my best. You could ask Bernardino when they did the very first trailer for this. I was so stoked. In fact, this was my I was more excited for this movie than Avengers 2, than other movies that are coming out this year. Because I love the Terminator franchise, I really do. And I was like, I don't want to see any more. I don't want to see any more trailers. I don't want to see nothing because I don't want to know anything.
And warned you not to watch trailer, but we were at a theater together.
And unfortunately, it came on, and I couldn't duck it.
He's like,
I couldn't duck it. And so, it definitely gives away some of the big plot points, which make them feel less important.
Yeah.
Because it's I've already wrapped my brain around that.
Well, because you've already had time to process the information and not have to deal with it in real time. You got to cope with that information a month ahead of time, maybe longer.
Yeah, and what we're talking about here, since, spoilers, I guess, but if we watch the trailer, you'll know. At some point, the way the timeline splits, basically, John Connor essentially becomes the protector of Skynet, essentially. He becomes kind of a human/Terminator. And
he's the newest upgraded model of the Terminator,
which I kind of feel that was the route that the original Salvation was supposed to go. It was supposed to be that John Connor was supposed to die, and the dude that was Sam Worthington's character, whatever his name was, who was part human, part Terminator, was supposed to take over as John Connor essentially and lead the humans to through the resistance and whatnot. I feel like that was kind of carried over. They were like, we really like that idea. We should have went with that. And that's where they kept with it. And I'm not a huge fan of it. However, I didn't hate it in this film. I thought I was going to hate it going into this movie. I was like, man, they're going to ruin this. It wasn't that bad. It worked. Yeah. Okay, I thought it was all right.
What they ruined was that you knew too much. Other than that, I liked it. I liked the movie.
Some people have problems with the Terminator wrapping their mind around the whole thing about it being cyclical. I think the best thing to kind of wrap your head around Terminator in general is I think it was in the third movie, or maybe the second one. No, it was the third movie. At one point, they thought they stopped Judgment Day, and Arnold's like, you can't stop Judgment Day, you can only postpone it. And I think...
to 2017, right?
Well, that was where we take us in this film. where Judgment Day is going to happen, because it was supposed to originally be August 29th, 1997, and then now it's 20. And on that day in real life, I watched Terminator 1 and 2 just because it was Judgment Day. And then it was like, oh, well, it got postponed to 2027. And the way that they introduced that in this film, I think is really... 2017, excuse me, thank you. The way that I introduced it in this film, I thought was really really poignant for the world we live in today. When these movies came out, you know, late 80s or 80s, and then like 86, I think it was, or 88, I can't remember. And then the second one was like 91, I think. The concept of this didn't exist. Like, the concept of having cell phones and things like that, like, always connected on the internet, like, what the fuck is the internet, you know? Like, didn't exist. But now, the world we live in today, like, it's everywhere. Like, you know, people are, like, the phone is, like, the number one thing that people have to have near them within arm's reach at all times, almost, it seems. Or maybe your watch, you know? And, like...
You have a watch, huh?
Yeah, but my watch isn't smart. And, you know, my watch isn't Cyberdyne on my wrist, you know? But it brings up a valid point in terms of, like, at what point do we start to lose... Is AI going to become too smart for humans, you know? Does that even cross your mind? And this is where I'm coming back. We've had this discussion before where good sci-fi, in my opinion, makes a critical or social commentary on something. In a lot of old sci-fi that are really good do this. Like Blade Runner, Alien, and that kind of stuff. Like they always kind of bring into some kind of thing, whether it's like a corporation or this or that or whatever. And Terminator's no different. It was always like the machines, you know, like humans. At what point are we losing our humanity? But this is now even taken even further in the world that we live in today, which I think is a pretty fascinating aspect of it. I don't know. Did you even care about that or think about that at all?
A little bit. I was waiting for Bruce Willis to tell you what to stop. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then we start talking about
yeah.
good stuff, man. Good stuff. Inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if you've just seen Looper, but whatever. That's where you're going with it, right?
Yeah. But maybe they...
but all that being said, like, you know, there's a real thing about scientists today who think, like, oh, if you create... Like, we're moving in the direction of making smart AI. And at what point do we make a smart AI... how do you test how a smart AI would react? So, like, if you told a smart AI to stop email spam, well, what if its answer is, well, one way to stop spam is to stop humans from sending spam, and one way to stop humans is just to kill them all. Like, that is a conceivable outlier or a path that a computer might think and might actually think is the most efficient way to do it. In which case, if it has the power to do so, you never know. Judgment Day could happen. Just saying. Getting... Whoa, right now. Whoa, moments. Yeah. All right, I'm talking a lot. Go ahead. Talk.
No, I have not much to say. It's just
well, but like, let's talk about the movie. How did you like the film?
I like the film. Trying to think. You know, like you see the guy that you could tell he was about to betray somebody.
Yeah,
he looked all creepy.
He looked sneaky in the
background. I knew it was going to be him. Like I said, I don't know if the poor reviews kind of lowered my expectations, or the fact that I knew what was going to be happening lowered my expectations, so I wasn't expecting to be surprised. And there probably weren't a lot of surprises so much, but I just like the movie, and I do like Emilia Clarke's performance. I like the shadows of her breasts.
And as do I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this movie... It gives a lot of good fan service to the 84 sequences at the beginning of in 84. Everything starts to unravel the same way it kind of did in the first movie. But then slightly changes, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you see this happen, You know, I forget how cool the T-1000 is as a Terminator.
Yeah,
like the
great smile, just a phenomenal smile.
But just the liquid metal in general, like
you're obviously T-800.
No, not T-800, T-1000. And the liquid metal, and just how cool it is, and how menacing it is, and how like scary and frightening it can be, because it's like, how do you kill this thing? Like, really, you know?
Korean cop in 1984
well,
in L.A.
You knew something was up. You knew something was up.
You know that guy's dangerous as shit. Here's one thing that you touched on that you liked that I actually also really liked, and it was how they brought in J.K. Simmons' character as a kind of like, you remember me?
Yeah,
I'm a lot older now, and so the fact that they did that, and originally, I didn't know there was going to be that kind of time skip forward. Not to ruin anything, but fuck you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. It seemed like it was possible from the previews, but we weren't 100% sure.
Because then it goes so far in the future, they're like, oh, everyone's flying hovercrafts.
Well, because in all the movies, that hasn't been introduced. But in the Sarah Connor Chronicles,
exactly,
it was introduced at the end of the series, and then it never went anywhere because the series got canceled.
No, not at the end of the series. Going into the first season, Sarah Connor actually died, but when she time skipped forward, she didn't die of leukemia like she would have.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I know more of this because I recently read an article that touched on it. But remember how the bank, I think it was the bank fault?
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're reminding my awesome memory of lack thereof.
Yeah, your memory is... Do you remember when I inceptioned you?
Yeah, we'll you fucked in my head. And
it happened. So...
You're going on a train.
Just kidding. Inception, yeah.
Anyways... yeah, but in the end, Arnie, I mean, at first I was like, man, Arnie's getting too old for this. But I thought it was really clever the way that they brought Arnie back and, like, they referenced for his age.
In multiple different...
Yeah, you got his 84 Arnie, but you also got, like, you got him, like, older Arnie and then, like, really older Arnie. And, like, Pops, you know, and he was awesome. And I like how, like, she's like, oh, I'm trying to make him more human and blend it in more. And it works. I think it's funny. It works because that's one of the good jokes of, like, or the second thing is about the second Terminator when young John Connor and the Terminator are bonding. And he's like, nah, you don't say that. You say chill out, dickwad. Or if you want to shine them on.
Dickwad.
Exactly. You want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby. You know, and that kind of stuff. And it's just like a good sequence. Kind of the same kind of thing here, but more in terms of gesture. Yeah, man. I don't know. Jai Courtney is Kyle Reese. I thought he hit the mark perfectly. I mean,
he's no Michael Biehn.
No, definitely not no Michael Biehn. I mean, he's no Solid Snake, if you know what I mean. But I liked him. He worked. You know?
I liked... I'm trying to think... I mean, you commented on Jason. I think it's Jason Clarke is the guy that played John Connor.
Yes.
Robot John Connor. All the actors put in good performances.
Yeah, they weren't bad. They fit the Terminator universe.
Courtney B. Vance was in it for like 2 seconds. I don't even know why he was on there.
Yeah.
And was he really Miles Dyson? We'll have to look at
I think he was Miles Dyson.
Yeah.
And his son was the one that was taking over the whole thing.
That looks gross when you do it.
Yeah, you know, ladies.
Anyways, wrapping it up.
Good summer movie. Go watch it. Go have fun. Enjoy. Fans of the film. I imagine fans of the series will enjoy this film. I think there's enough fan service, but also enough difference. Thought Emilia Clarke hit the marks well. People were like, "Oh, well, maybe she's not quite Sarah Connor, but she's a different Sarah Connor." That's the point. Is because her Sarah Connor lived a life completely like this since she was 9, and so like she's a different Sarah Connor from what we've known the previous Sarah Connor was, more extreme and that kind of thing. So I actually thought she worked really well. Jai Courtney, good. We got a T800 chip right here.
It's actually a T1000 chip.
Is it? Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Liquid polyimide load. I don't remember the words, but definitely check out. T2 is still the best. I don't know, man. I actually really like this film a lot. I'll probably go watch it again as a fan. Definitely liked it more than the Salvation and Terminator 3. So, would you say same?
I agree. Well, I mean, it's also the most recent I've seen, and the D-Box makes a difference. Like, it truly just for explosions, stuff, blowing up. There were some surprises in terms of just how cool it was. I think it was a really cool movie. Definitely I say more action than sci-fi, but, it had sci-fi elements. Of course,
yeah, it definitely had sci-fi moments.
But I think it was the action that made this movie pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully they'll make another one, and we'll see what happens. Because you can't stop Judgment Day.
You can only postpone it.
That's right. In the meantime, I'm Ryan.
I'm Aaron. We are SkinnySumoBros.
I totally missed the timing on that, but SkinnySumoBros. Hit us up on Twitter and or email, as well as the Bus Driver 05 on Twitter.
At at SkinnySumoBros. It's gonna be the links will be in the description.
Yeah, you see it all before. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe if you like what you hear, and get more. Leave some comments, ask us questions. We'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, aim for the bushes.
I really did Inception you.
You probably did.